Yo, check this out.
Previously heard. Good Hope FM. Let's go.
I got a quick question for you, Morgan Newman. Tell me something. Have you ever, and I mean you follow, rugby has at some point was your life.
It was my life, 100%. For a long time, actually, for 10 years probably.
Have you ever seen a situation where 15 players are leaving a certain club at the exact same time?
It is strange, I must be honest. I mean, I suppose it's probably a little bit less than 15 because some of them have left incrementally. But to have seen, I think it's 9, like with the immediate effect right now after the season has just finished. It's worrying for me, to be honest. And the quality that's leaving is actually more of a worry. You know, players come and go and, you know, they go on to greener pastures, they go on to different places. Some of them don't get offered contracts. But to just see players leave like this at a time that we're in and the quality of players we're going, something says that it's something fishy. But I mean, I don't know what's going on at the Western Province, so I can't speak from that point of view. But it has really raised my eyebrows and makes me want to dig a little bit deeper, to be honest.
All right, cool, man. Well, we're not digging today. We've just got a star in the building who has graced the rugby pitch. He's ran out through the tunnels. Nama Xaba, welcome to the Great Drive. How are you, bro?
Okay, easy, Morgan. It's good to be here.
I want to tell you a quick story about, I didn't know Nama Xaba was Nama Xaba until we were at the same gym, I think for a good couple of months, right? And then I'm sitting at home, I'm watching the rugby, and here this guy comes running onto the pitch. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, we train at the same gym. And then everything just started to make sense because I was like, this guy is incredibly strong. You know, and let's be honest, when you're at the gym, not that you size everyone up, but you have that moment where you're like, I mean, you know, we're kind of the same height here. How come he can pick up those weights?
Yeah, he's saying this, but he was finishing all the weights.
No. You know?
He's the same height as you, but he's not as broad as you. Don't worry, brother.
And I mean, firstly, bro, what a phenomenal career you've had thus far. I know you've, some will say riddled in injury, but you're a player when you were injured. I was at the gym and watched you train while injured. I think Cape Townians don't know that apart from going to the sports science, which I know you guys go to go train, some players go to their own personal gyms and continue to pour into the sport and into themselves. And this is a player right in front of me. I kid you not. When he was injured, I saw the cost on him. I'm like, what is this dude doing in the gym?
No, they don't stop, dude. They don't stop.
Yeah, and he was not stopping, and here you are now. And I'm kind of sad that we're having this interview when you are potentially on the way out of the province. But let's talk about your tenure here in the province, playing rugby in the Western Cape. How's the experience been for you?
Yeah, thanks, Morgan and Casey. It's been nothing short of amazing. For me to come to this union, come to the Western Cape has been a dream come true. It's been a dream since I was in boarding school in my Glenwood days. I remember I got a poster of Bongi, Skara and Sia, and I remember Skara called me to convince me to come to Western Province. Like, sure, I'm getting a call from Skara, I'm definitely coming. And then, I always remind him of that, like, yeah, the reason I'm here. Then I went to the Western Province Institute, whilst it still existed. So basically it was about 40 kids contracted from high school, and we just pretty much for a whole year trained to be professionals. Then from there on, I went on to UCT, played for the Ikes, graduated from UCT and made my way through the ranks into the Stormers and Western Province. And yeah, dream come true. It's been an incredible journey.
Yeah, I mean, Nama, KZ took the words out of my mouth. Firstly, you know, as an avid rugby supporter that I am now, dude, I firstly can't believe you're leaving. Thank you so much for your contribution. I mean, people don't really know, but like your contribution off the bench a couple of times last year in the United Rugby Championship was integral in making us become victorious and lift that trophy. So thank you so much for your contribution. But I mean, I can't help myself but ask, why are you leaving, dude? What's going on? I mean, surely Western Province is where you want to be. How did this all come about? I mean, you know, I know there's a lot you can say, there's a lot you can't say. So I don't want to put you in any uncomfortable situation. But for the listener out there, where are we at? I mean, why are you leaving? Quite simply.
Sure, Morgan. Firstly, thanks for that. It's always cool when someone sees the work of a fetcher or the dark arts. we're not the ones scoring the tries and all of that. So.
You know what? Let me interrupt you very quickly while you think about your answer. But for those that don't know, Nama he plays directly to the ball. So what Dion Fourie currently does, I suppose most people will know for Western Province and for the Springboks, that's exactly what Nama does. And to see him go, I can't pinpoint another fetcher in the Union currently that can play to the ball the way you have. And so to see you go, that's what leaves me so flabbergasted. What's going on?
Sure. So what I can answer right now is that, as Casey mentioned, the injuries probably put me in a very compromised position throughout my career. It's actually been like very frustrating. Once I put on a good run of form, I'd always get like a freakish injury. Like the one time I almost had to amputate my ankle.
What?
Because I did an operation and got septic. And I was out for a while. And then probably the biggest one was doing surgery on my spine, which I was out for 11 months. And I actually didn't know if I'll be able to play again. But yeah, by the grace of God, I'm back playing. So yeah, both
Dude, I think you're being so humble because, I mean, I know injuries is part of this game though. But I mean, how many times does one have to prove themselves? You've come back from injury. You've shown that you have the ability to come back from injury, bounce back and play quality rugby at the top of the game. I mean, is injury... I mean, are you being convinced that it's your injuries, or is it purely based on performance? What have you been told? I mean, I know we don't know where you're headed just yet. I mean, I'd love to ask you where you're going, but I won't do that. I suppose you don't really know either. But, I mean, is the competition here, we need a fetcher, we need somebody that plays directly to the ball. Where are we at?
Yeah, well, I actually do know where I'm going, but I don't think contractually I'm allowed to say.
Okay, well, that's enough. That's enough spice. I like that.
Yeah, so I would say one has to understand that sports, in essence, or rugby, as you know, we don't like to say it. It's a business at the end. At the end of the day,
100%. We should say it more often, actually.
And obviously, the union puts a lot of investment into like players, and obviously they see the return on investment on guys playing. And I've just, factors out of my control. I haven't really played much for the Stormers, and the moment I do play, I do well, and that's how people like notice me. But I haven't really put in 10 games in a row, and yeah, that's. I think maybe there was like frustration about me not playing, and which I understand, it's a business at the end of the day, and they want to see the return on investment. So yeah.
All right,
yeah.
I got you.
It's a tough one, man. We're talking to Nama Xaba right here in studio, a phenomenal rugby player who we're going to be saying goodbye to as a province. But you know what? We're not here going to be sad and pretend that he hasn't done great things on the pitch. So come through if you have a thank you, if you want to show him some love. 071-286-0639. We're also going to put him in the hot seat in the Great 30 today, and I think he's going up against Angelo. Keep it locked. Joined by who I would like to say is a future Springbok. Is that okay if I say that, Nama? Is it okay if I call you a future Springbok?
I'll approve
Speak
that.
it into existence, yes, please.
I'll approve that, KZ.
I want this on record that on the Great Drive in 2024, what's the date today? In 2024, the 13th of June,
yeah.
we called that Nama Xaba is going to be a Springbok. Morgan,
like
you've been a Springbok before.
No, I haven't played for the Springboks. I've been part of the squad.
When you look at this young gentleman, what do you see in his future?
You know what, to be brutally honest, besides his rugby, because I know he's a very, very good rugby player, I've seen glimpses of it. He is in agreement that I think he needs to put a good run of form together over the next couple of weeks or months or years to become a Bok. But you know what I like most about the man is his head is screwed on. He knows what he wants to achieve. The goal is set very firmly in his sights, and now it's a matter of head down and work towards it. So before we let you go, Nama, I know we're still going to do what is it called? The 30?
The Great 30.
The
Morgan.
Great 30. Sorry, I'm not on the show every week, so I got to get it right. But the Great 30, before we let you go and do that, dude, you're staying in South Africa, I hope. What is the plan or for the foreseeable future for Nama Xaba?
The plan.
Yeah, in terms of rugby, what do you want to achieve and how do you plan on achieving it?
Yeah, so for the next contract that I am signing, I just want to, keep my head down and really focus on the rugby. Obviously, as much as I control, not get injured, and just as you said, put up a good run of form. So that is the plan.
And the end goal?
I think anyone playing rugby in South Africa wants to play for the national team.
Fantastic. I have no doubt that before
He's gonna don the
he's
green
gonna
and gold.
don the green and gold.
The green and gold.
Do you know what? I'm going to say this and I'm going to stick my neck out and say that, dude, thank you so much for your contribution to West Bromwich Rugby. I know you came to the ranks, you came to the institute, you're a fantastic sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Prospect.
Example of what young rugby players should aspire to be. Your head is screwed on very, very well. I have no doubt you're going to be a fantastic advocate for rugby that comes from the Western Cape. I'm very, very sad to see you go. I'm very angry with Western Province that they've disappointed you and let you go. But if it was in my hands, you wouldn't be leaving. But I wish you all the very best, dude. And go out there and make yourself proud of for most things and most importantly.
Oh, thanks, Morgan. Yeah, really appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, man. Nama Xaba here in studio with us. We're going to have him here for the Great 30 as well. Quick last question before we get to the headlines. Look, I know you're a rugby player. I know you're big. Do you need a +1 wherever, if you want to go to a party, whenever you need to go on a tour, I can carry your bags. I'm available.
A +1 bigger than him.
It wouldn't make sense.
Exactly.
Like I've got protection.
Morgan, I'm trying to make new friends here. What's wrong with you?
Sorry, dude.
Why are you holding me back?
Sorry, dude.
People, enemy of your progress. EP.
Drive with K-Easy.
With K-Easy.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. only on Good Hope FM.